When I think of Judah, I think of greatness. I think of a team that has so much to give.
I've been love for my team.
I think of love, care, togetherness. I know that all us support each other. We'll never leave anyone hanging, because we're family.
Judah, step to my team, will show you pace. You got what it takes, full sprints, no bricks. So they like, we got a fact, we ain't mixed.
All right, and welcome to our first ever FSA podcast. This is Christian Fuchs, and I'm very excited to welcome you to our, like I said, first podcast in which we'll cover and talk about many topics. Most likely, most of the time, of course, about what's happening in the world of Fuchs Soccer Academy, which is always something very interesting, right, Mark?
Absolutely, yeah, guys, lovely to be here. Looking forward to showing you our first ever podcast. We're going to be talking all things football and Fuchs soccer. Christian, let's get into it.
And much more. I mean, we will have guests, players, coaches, or whoever that wants to join or is brave enough to join. And we will talk about national, international football, also have challenges, giveaways, and more interactive content ready for you. I've showed you already who's alongside with me, Mark Smith. He's in England right now. How's it going in England?
It's all right. It's I'm just back from a holiday myself, so got back yesterday. Had a great time in Disneyland with the fiance. So I had a couple of days away from football.
So you met Mickey?
I met Mickey. I met Pluto. I went on a lot of very good roller coasters.
You went on those roller coasters as well?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God!
I'm a big child.
I gotta say, I cannot stand roller coasters, but my kids, they make me go on them all the time.
I mean, they're not the biggest roller coasters. You're talking about, Finding Nemo roller coaster. On Space Mountain, Disneyland Paris, good. Yeah.
So you like the big ones?
I'm for the thrills. Yeah, give me the thrills. Give me the big ones.
Okay, so listen. So let's stay in England for now, okay?
Yeah.
You know what I'm really impressed by? And again, I have to pinch myself from time to time. The fact how much is happening around Fuchs Soccer Academy at this present moment. And I'm talking in particular about FSA Pro at this very stage. And I want to touch base on two topics. One is a current topic, and the other one is one of our big highlights in 2021. But before I go ahead, can you just quickly tell everybody what FSA Pro, what you guys are doing over there with the program?
Yeah, so for those that don't know what it is, FSA Pro is a football and education scholarship. It's for players aged 16 to 19. So once they've completed their high school, they come in to do 2 or 3 years of education with us as their further or higher education. And it's an education program that's wrapped around football. So we train every day. We play games every week in a league format, and we're able to play against showcase teams and professional teams as part of that. And we mimic everything they do in professional clubs. The same education, same pathway, because if we get players signed or back into the system, which is what we want, then they're able to transfer what they've done to the professional club.
That's one of our main goals besides the education.
Yeah, our main goal is to obviously work with these players. We work with a lot of released players. We work with a lot of players that weren't offered scholarships at a professional club. And our aim is to kind of keep teaching them and keep work with them to fill the gap that might have been there previously. But ideally, we want them back in professional clubs.
And we want to teach them how to duck away from flying boots. I mean, I don't know if you have recognized. It's hard. It's you can barely see it, but yeah, there was some preseason action.
Was it a flying boot though?
Yeah, we get to this a little bit later. I don't want to give anything away. Yes, It was a flying boot, but the boot is destroyed at this stage. Listen, I mean, right now with FSA Pro, we have two sides, one in Leicester, one in London. And with both sides, we are competing for the 4th ECFA championship in a row.
Yeah.
So the ECFA is the English Colleges Football Association, which is under the FA umbrella. Let's start with London, because they are, I think, the greatest news. I mean, I don't want to go too far, right? But after 6 years, I think it is, 5 years, we are finally in a position to hopefully win the Cat 1 title. We've
never done it in London before. This is my 6th sixth or seventh season. We started in 2015, so that's seventh season.
Yeah. So, but it's the first time that we have the chance to win it in both sides at the same time.
Yeah.
Mark, because you're obviously heavily involved by overseeing the program, how proud are you of our teams, but also our coaches, and simply in good and bad times, how they've believed in themselves and performed?
Yeah, I mean, if we concentrate on London at the moment, like you said, it's the first time we've had the chance to win this league. You know, we've been close previously. So the way it works is there's 8 Cat 1, Category 1 levels or leagues, in the UK. Obviously, London has its own league. Leicester have their own league. They're in the East Midlands. And in London, we've never won the Category 1. We've won Category 2. We've been promoted to Category 1. We finished second the one year and we qualified for the Nationals. So basically, the top 2 teams from all 8 leagues qualify for the Nationals, which is like a straight Champions League knockout, quarterfinal, semi-final, or round of 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, final. So we qualified for that before. We've never had the chance to win it. And I think this year, let's touch wood, this could be our year. We've completed our games. The deadline is tomorrow for all the games to be completed. We're waiting for the league.
We're looking good.
We're looking good. We're unbeaten all year. And that is something to be proud of.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, like you said, it's the first time that we have the possibility to win Cat 1 in London. And listen, all credit to the players, to the coaches. It has been an amazing process so far. And it has been quite a journey over years. I just can appeal to the willingness of the players, always trying to compete. I mean, I've been there once or twice in London. Due to the lockdown, I was not able to come down more often, but seeing the spirit of the players, seeing the social media presence of the players, how they train, how hard they train. I mean, it's also a lot of credit to the coaches. And like I said, we can qualify for 2 out of 8 teams can be Fuchs Soccer Academy teams in the Nationals. And I've heard, is it true? There's not only national teams, but also international teams coming in to scout those players?
Yeah, it gets a lot of attention, especially the later you go into it. I mean, the previous year we were in the quarterfinals of the Nationals. We lost to Hartbury College. I think we lost 2-1. But 2 of their players were on the play for AS Monaco. AS Monaco got signed.
That's
it gets a lot of attention from kind of professional teams and international professional teams. So it's a great experience for the players. They deserve it. They've been an incredible bunch this year. You know, we've always had a high amount of talent in London. You know, the London athlete gets a lot of attention. But this year they've got that togetherness. They've got that DNA right. You know, where they support each other on the pitch and off the pitch. And that, like you said earlier, that's down to the coaches. You know, James and Jacques have done an incredible job with them, with the support from Els and Pete. They're brilliant.
Absolutely. I mean, let's say our London side kind of has clinched the title. Okay, kind of. I mean, we were talking over the last couple of weeks. Oh yeah, if this and that doesn't go our way, then at least the other team, I think it's Kinetic, that is on second spot or something. They will need to score 40 goals in the last 4 games. So yeah, as long as it's mathematically not 100%, you're always kind of vague with talking about it. But I'm proud already, and I'm in good spirits that we're gonna make this happen. Let's go. Let's change to Leicester, okay?
Fine.
And there we still have 2 final games. One on Monday, one on Wednesday. A doubleheader, which decides if we go for the title, if we win the title, or if not. And I have a little message from Aidan Kirby, which let's listen in.
Is he nervous?
Huge games for us, and define our season and what we want to achieve. Us as staff and the players know what we need to do in order to get the points and secure top spot in the league, and therefore obviously qualifying in first place for the National Knockout Cup. The boys are excited, the expectation's there, but for us the expectation's good, and it drives us on to achieve what we want to achieve this year. Looking forward to the games. and hopefully we'll come away with the points that we need.
Now that's our Leicester head coach Aidan Kirby about next week's doubleheader. I mean, he sounds calm overall, but I think there's still some underlying pressure that he has.
Yeah.
On nervous, which is good, which is fine. You need to have this little tingle to perform even harder. What are your expectations of the game? I mean, for me is one thing. If we win it, it's the fourth time in a row that we win Cat 1 in Leicester.
Yeah, they did incredible. If we go back to when that squad first formed, and they won Category 2 and being promoted to Category 1, then they won back-to-back titles and won Category 1s, So they've been there before. They've got the experience. The coaching team know what needs to be done this week. The boys on that side are an incredibly strong team. And we've seen that with, their FA Youth Cup run, which we'll touch on a bit later. And the professional games that they've taken part in. They've got this determination, the desire to get jobs done. They play well under pressure. But it's football, right? Anything can happen on a day. And that is the thing,
Well, listen, I'm definitely tuning into both games. I mean, we have our group chat where we always get the latest updates for the coaches. We request them because we cannot be on side, but it's always something nail biting every day. And we also gonna make sure that if we clinch both titles, that there will be lots and lots of celebration videos, pictures on our social media. But again, I don't want to go too far ahead of myself.
No.
Let's get those wins or let's get those points on the table first, and then we'll all celebrate together.
I'll update you. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's exciting. That's happening at the moment, but again, I said I want to touch base on something else from last year, which is the FA Youth Cup, and that I mean, I'm saying this from my perspective, okay, and I might be completely wrong, but I just make that statement because I think that that's what it was. So I think that, you correct me if I'm wrong, that we were the only non-professional team in there, or our team as being a non-professional team had the longest run in the FA Youth Cup ever. And I really would say in the history, even if, I'm completely wrong, but it felt so good. But first things first, to explain to everybody what the FA Youth Cup is and what the setup is. College Academy, obviously we need to partner up with an official registered club.
So an FA charities club, yeah.
To be able to participate. Yeah. And I think that's also a good time to give a shout out to these clubs.
Yeah, we have to have our partners like any non-professional academy does. So, in Leicester, we work with Aylestone Park Football Club, and in London, we work with Punjab United. It's fortunate for us that they've allowed us to compete as them in the FA Youth Cups. It's a incredible tournament, again, which a lot of youth teams, a lot of under-8 teams put their full strength teams in, and any player that's got a journey in professional football now would have played in the FA Youth Cup. You look at the year Man United went quite far. You had your likes of Paul Pogba, and everyone played in that Youth Cup. And it's Chelsea have had a big run in the FA Youth Cup for the last few years. It was won last year by Aston Villa, I believe, who we actually played that season. And we had a good squad then, and they beat us 5-1. So we knew they were going to be quite tough. You had the likes of Louis Barry, who, he's got a hat-trick against us. He went on to move to Barcelona. He's now back in England. So it's got a prestigious name. And for us to be, one of the lowest ranked teams left in that tournament this season was phenomenal. And we were unlucky. We were very unlucky.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good amount of our own players. Obviously, when you partner up with a club, you have some of their under 18 squad members or whatever. But we had a good amount of our own players in the team. I think in Leicester it was 10 or 11 players or something like that, or 8 out of 11 from the starting 11. And I think in London it was basically the full squad.
Full squad, yeah, full squad.
Yeah, so and both teams went on to a great start in the FA with I think London won 3-1 and Leicester had a 10-1 win. London then played away at Willing United, and I know, Mark, this kind of is a sensitive spot for you, because I believe this was one of the most intense games that you have experienced as a coach. And I remember this picture when you got the boys to get in a huddle after the game and to talk to them.
Well, it happened, the qualification process happened so early in the season that you're still gelling as a team, you know? So it's good for us as coaches to work out what players are going to carry us through the season. You can start seeing your leaders, you know. Realistically, we get our teams in for pre-season end of July. The first round is in the second week of August. So, you know, it takes a long time to kind of get it right. We hit the first couple of rounds and done really well. But yeah, Welling United, we were away. We knew it was going to be a tough game. It was under the floodlights, you know, under a lot of pressure from the crowd, a big crowd in that game. They scored early. We got it back very, very late and, you know, got through extra time into penalties, and we lost on penalties, I think like 9-8. And it was one of those games that could just easily gone either way.
Yeah, we've seen those penalties on, I think we broadcasted live on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it was intense, especially you equalize very late and you work hard, have so many chances, dominate the game. And at the end, but again, like we said before, that's football. Anything can happen. But
I was frustrated. Sorry, I think I was frustrated because we knew we were one round away from all the professional teams coming in, and I wanted to see how far we could push the boys. And we knew they were a good team.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and they did well. The good thing is our Leicester side went on to a great run after their starting game. Played Notts County away in County Stadium. They went off to a great start. I think after 15 minutes, and I didn't trust Aiden for the first time ever in the group chat, because after 15 minutes, the score was 0-3 to our boys away Notts County in their stadium with 2 penalties, and I think the other one was a corner kick or a set piece or something.
Yeah, I remember back, Nutty had a great start. He won both penalties himself and scored both penalties.
So yeah, I was sitting on the phone and man, that was intense. But from this 2-3, I mean, it was intense based on Notts County pushing hard, coming back. I think they scored their second goal fairly in the mid-second half, something like that.
Yeah.
67 minutes. And then it was a nail-biting game. And I was just sitting on the phone waiting for another text.
Yeah.
That I'm very happy it didn't come this time. They went on Lincoln City at home, which was the second round of the FA Youth Cup. Yeah. And we just spoke about an intense game, but this one, honestly, this one took it to a completely different level. Now, take this in. After 46 minutes, the score was 2-0 to Lincoln City. We had about 500 fans there, 500 people that joined the game, and I think they would have not imagined that the game was just about to start, basically, at this point. Let me just recap. Minute 54, our team pulls one back, score 2-1. Minute 72, 2-2. And then 5 minutes, I think it was 5 minutes. Yeah, we have a video about that as well. 5 minutes before the end, our team went up 3-2 just to concede the equalizer again.
Yeah.
In minute 89, 90, 91, whatever that was. Game goes into extra time. Everybody thinks, okay, that this game will go to penalty, whatever. Listen, 5 minutes, or was it 5 minutes or something?
It was early. Yeah.
Hold on, let me just look at the stats here. Yes, 5 minutes into the second half, so 10 minutes before the end of the game, in minute 110, our team falls back 4-3.
Yeah.
And I remember I'm sitting there, I'm watching the game with my kids, and I'm like, they will come back, they'll make that happen. And literally 5 minutes before the end, it was 4-4.
4-4.
Game goes into penalties.
Penalties. Yeah.
And then we had a big hero that night.
Yeah, Jake. Josh, sorry, Jake.
Jake is the brother.
Jake's the brother, Josh. Yeah, absolute hero in goal, wasn't he? Saved I think every penalty.
Yeah, he literally saved 3 penalties.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And
I remember I wasn't there, you weren't there. We were talking and ringing each other. We had everyone there. We're going on Instagram Live. We were trying to watch the live to see what was going on.
Yeah, but Aiden's phone was dying or stuff like that.
Yeah, Aiden's phone was dying.
Well, that was a hell of a night. That was in Leicester. And then first round of the FA Cup, FA Youth Cup, and again a great team we played. Sheffield Wednesday, yeah. Which for me was a huge milestone for our team. First of all, to be able to play in the first round of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
But then it was also a championship side.
Yeah.
So big quality side, great academy, and 1,200 people made their way to support our players.
Yeah, madness.
And they were not disappointed as well. I mean, our boys have been fighting hard, giving their very best. It was 2-0 to Sheffield at some point. Our boys got one back, but
yeah, Will Warren.
Correct. But every good thing comes to an end at some point, and it was the last game in the FA Youth Cup, but those boys made us really proud in the last year.
Yeah, they did. And they've shown that they can go on and compete against professional teams, which I mean, since then we've played a load of professional games, and the boys can still compete at that level. You know, I think it just shows.
We played Leicester City.
Yeah.
In a training ground.
Yeah. Who only just beat us 9 in injury time.
Yeah. Yes. I you know, as much as I love Leicester, I really wish that we would have beaten them. But 3-2 in injury time.
3-2 injury time.
But it was again a great experience for our boys, and to be at the new training ground, Leicester. But overall, they deserved the plaudits for what a great cup run they had. I need to tell you a fun fact.
Go on.
So Notts County is officially the oldest club in England, or I think in the world or something.
Yeah.
Well, I read a fact that there's some kind of document that links Crystal Palace to be the oldest club, but it's not officially recognized.
No, I think Notts County is the official.
And guess what team? And I'm talking about a huge name in international football was inspired by their jerseys to use it for their own. Guess what team it is?
Well, Notts County, they play in red. So I'm trying to think, is there a link there?
No,
but I remember.
But they have not always been red.
No, they were white and black. Real Madrid, maybe? Or was it Juventus?
Juventus.
Juventus.
Yes. It was Juventus. So Juventus was inspired by Notts County's colors to take it as their own as well. Just so you know. And
yeah, no, I remember.
In England, yeah. Unlucky that it's not Crystal Palace.
Well, you know.
Oh well. Okay, this sums up FSA Pro UK.
Yeah.
Again, we'll have a lot of more topics in the next podcast, but I think these were 2 great highlights of this season and last season. Mark, there was a question of the week. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Seen something popping about on social media.
You've seen it?
Something. Yeah, go on.
All right, so we will talk about the FSA USA very soon, but let's do this question of the week. And the question of the week was, do you think Mark Smith could ever nutmeg any Fox Soccer Academy player?
Easily.
What do you think, Mark? What did the players
Easy.
say?
I could nutmeg most of the Fox Soccer players with their legs closed together.
Yeah, but that's your opinion. What do you think is their opinion?
Oh, come on, they hate me. Probably they're all going to say no.
How do you know?
Listen, the boys will try and push me in training. They love when you're talking and when you're shouting and when you're giving instruction, they love to mess around and throw the ball through your legs anyway.
So they're making you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, when I'm talking and giving instructions.
But the thing is, I guess first of all, they don't know the mark.
No.
Mark is a special move that Mark created. Unbelievable. I think we should really post it on social media as well.
Yeah.
I think a lot of players can learn a lot from that.
It's a worldwide move, that is now. Trademark.
Move that you trained with the freestyle world champion, Andrew Henderson himself. So, okay. Let me tell you a couple of things, okay? So we had about 37 submissions.
Okay.
From I guess they're from all around the world. Some people I didn't even know there was a Frankie, and very interesting to say the least. But they also left a couple of comments in there.
Right.
Let me pull them up quickly.
Go on, pull them up. Let me see.
We had, we had some very interesting ones. For me, I picked the top three, the top two comments, because I think they really reflect well on the whole topic. So, first one is from Yabuz. I don't know if that's a fake name or not.
Yabuz? Yeah.
So he said, of course, he said no, but he said because he's old, also I would be the one making him instead.
Wow.
You think you're old, man?
Yeah, so Yabuz is like, what? He's at our elite centre in Leicester. All right, I'll show him next week. I will nutmeg him next week and I'll film it.
We have somebody joining us, Dean O'Leary from the
first guest caller.
Dean, can you hear us?
I can hear you guys. How are you?
I'm good. We're good, Dean. We're good, Dean. We're just the topic right now is the question of the week, and the question of the week was that was posted on our website on social media. Do you think Mark Smith could ever nutmeg any Fuchs Soccer Academy player? We already went around the stats. Do you think anybody said yes? What's your feeling about that?
I'd give him some credit. I'd say yes. He's got a good bit of size about him. He's could be a useful tool.
Well, listen, I have to cut you right here because we had 37 submissions and every single one was a clear no. And where we are right now
even my own submission was a no.
But I gave I gave them the option to explain themselves and to leave a comment. And we've just run through the first one. I picked top three, and there are a lot more good ones. So the first one was because he's old, and I would be the one nagging him. So let's go to the second one, which I think is also very interesting. It's from Ashley. Because I've got the skills to pay the bills.
You can't argue with that.
I think we should pair you up with Ashley on a 1v1, huh?
All right, we should, yeah.
2 small goals, Sampana.
Fine.
The last one of my favorite one was, I'll nail him. Whatever that means. I really don't know in what sense it means.
I'm worried.
Well, there were a couple more, like legs are too small. I don't know, Mark, are your legs too small?
I don't skip leg day.
Another one is I'm built different. Okay, maybe he has no legs. I'm really not sure. Nothing gets past me.
There seems to be a common theme here.
Yeah, nothing gets past me, or I'm just that guy. And there was one which I didn't put on a list, but the one that says because me, and then there's this greater sign. So me, greater Mark. And the kid's name was Jalal.
Jalal, yeah, I know Jalal. I mean, listen, being academy director comes with some heavy consequences, and you know.
For who? For the players or for yourself?
For myself, I got this target on my back constantly.
Guys, from those three, from the main three, because he's too old, because I've got the skills that pay the bills, and I'll nail him. What's your favorite one? Dean, I let you be the judge because it's all about Mark.
I'll be honest, there's definitely an English part of me that says it's the nail him one. I can just vision how that's going to stop.
All right, Sam, congratulations. You are the comment of the week. Lovely comment, I gotta say. Lovely comment.
Can you text me his surname so I can find out who it is? And
it's just Sam. I only can give you so much. Sam C.
No, I'm gonna keep my eye out. So
the overall summary, I would say that this topic was a great success.
All right.
I'm sure Marky will try to start not making players.
I'm going to do a day in the life of me, and I'm going to just walk around with a football and nutmeg everyone. I'm going to film it. All right?
Dean, you also got to be careful, like I would assume.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch my step now.
Okay, now we're done with that, Mark. You're good. Okay, I spare you now. Let's change the topic to FSA USA. As you know, Dean O'Leary is our new DOC at FSA, and he has an impressive background, having played for Cardiff. Was it Cardiff City?
Yes, briefly when I was a younger boy.
Yeah, so you played for Cardiff City in Wales, and for the Wales national team, I think you also have 2 caps.
Correct, yes.
How old were you then?
So we finished high school, obviously, in England at 16. So I was around about 16, 17.
So that's quite some time ago. When did you move to the US?
Thanks for that. So I moved roughly in 2006.
Okay, so
to the US.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, so it's 2006. I moved September of 06. Came out here working like many young Brits do for a coaching company, full-time coaching. To follow the dream, as many will say. So it's been a good choice.
Yeah, and your CV shows some great success that you have achieved as a player and coach. You can see everything on our website, foxsoccer.academy. Tell me, what was the main factor for you to join Fuchs Soccer Academy?
I think the vision of what the organization put in front of me is one that it appeals very much from my perspective of building a club and developing players, but also to give young players the opportunities to succeed, whether it's club, whether it's college, even the links that you have here from Fuchs USA to the programs in Austria and England. There isn't many, if any, other organizations in America, especially not on the East Coast, that can give players that opportunity. And it's one that I think is something very exciting to me to build on and to be part of.
So we are trying to mimic our setup in England that we have at Fuchs Soccer Academy, which we spoke earlier about. Our players also training throughout the winter 2 to 3 times in the dome at the moment at Hudson Sports. Sweating a lot, I hope. How's the training going so far?
Very good. Very good. Yeah, it's again in the dome. It's indoors. It's the weather has obviously made us become internal more than getting outside right now. But I think it's very good. It challenges these players in a different way. It's a tighter area with a high number of players, so there's really an emphasis on the touch, the technical skills. You're very much under pressure consistently indoors, and with the vision of it taking us back outdoors in a few weeks, and all of a sudden it feels like you've got so much more time because you've spent the last 10 to 12 to 14 weeks in an environment where, again, you take your touch and there's somebody pressuring you, there's somebody closing you down. So the relevance of where and how you take that touch has become a very key factor in our winter training. And I think our players have certainly developed at a very good rate. So it's been very impressive.
So would you say that our boys and girls are ready for the spring season?
I think we're very close. I think we are very close. We're probably 3 weeks away from the start of our outdoor training session. And again, I think the next week, 2 weeks, our final phase of winter training will add that little bit more of a competitive element in terms of small-sided games to just kind of fine-tune that element where, individual training, small group training may have taken away that competitiveness and that desire. We're just going to, for want of a better phrase, we're going to relight the fire a little bit and, get them ready for the season. So I think we're very close. I think we're almost there.
Another team that's starting off again in the spring is our FSA Pro team, where we're hosting trial this February in about a week's time. All the information again can be found on our website. Just click yourself through. It's the senior teams. They have done well in the fall, having achieved the playoff semifinals, and they just fell short with, I think it was a 1-0 or 2-0 loss. Do you think we can achieve something similar success this year? And what are your expectations in Trevor Bourne, who's our new FSA Pro head coach, who's taking on the responsibility?
Yeah, I think that's the key factor here is what has gone on in the fall is to, once it's been analysed back in, November, December, is the notes that were taken from it, and to find those next steps to go that step further. And one of those was bringing Trevor Bourne on board to continue that development within the team and the individuals. He's one of our coaches here that works with some of our older teams. And yeah, I'm excited for what he's going to bring to that group. He has a very good understanding of the game, both from an individual perspective and a team collective. And it should be an exciting time. I would like to know how many of your comments were recommending Mark for a tryout. Maybe we can get him over. He might be the missing link.
Mark, you think you could do that?
Overlapping wingback, I'm ready for it.
There we go. But yeah, it should be an exciting time. Again, for me, in terms of development for some of the players on that pro team, again, that still have those ambitions of potentially making a career out of it, I think it's a fantastic opportunity. Those guys that might have just finished college and they're still in those relatively early years, that they could still make a good, decent profession out of it. And again, if it becomes a springboard for them to go into the MLS or to go into an element of a European league, I think it could be a great starting point for them. And, if that benefits us, then even better. And
there's sorry, Mark, there's also a natural transition because Trevor is taking on our 03 or 04 team, where he is responsible for the oldest FSA Premier team and FSA Pro. And some of those players might have the chance to compete against older players on a higher level in the UPSL to get this extra experience in that might help them in their collegiate career or even further down the line if the journey takes them even further.
Yeah, I think it gives them some fantastic exposure. And it's one of the hardest things for high school seniors in terms of preparing for college is to actually play against individuals that have gone through that process, and giving our players the ability to spend April, May, June, July, those kind of that key time period before they go to play at college, it could become an absolute essential part of our identity as a club. Is, we're not just finishing in June with our U19 season and wishing them the best on their way. We're giving them an opportunity to train with guys that have been through the process that they're literally about to start in 2 months' time. So I think it could be fantastic for our current players as well.
Nice. I have one last question before I let you go, Dean. Do you think any FSA player could nutmeg you?
They've tried, not yet.
It will come. It will come. The more familiar they get with you,
they will nail you.
Yeah, I'm just this week just walking like a penguin round the facility. It's not happening this week.
All right, listen, thanks for coming on, and thanks for answering a couple of questions. But listen, I know you need to go and pick up your little one, no?
Soon, yeah. He's probably the one that's going to nutmeg me the most.
Are you not cutting it a little bit short? I mean, come on, let's go. Don't be late.
He's yeah, no, listen, he's the next line. He's the next one in line. So he's ready to play. He's got his Chelsea kits. He's got his Indian kits. So he's in line. He's ready to go.
It's already failed if you've got a Chelsea kit.
Yeah.
he's growing up being a winner. So that's the first phase.
All right, if you say so. Listen, Dean, have a good one.
Speak soon, Dean.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was Dean, our new DOC at our New York location, Fuchs Soccer Academy. Mark, how was it working with him so far?
Yeah, he's hit the ground running, which is good. You know, we went through a tough and stringent, interview process. You were obviously a huge part of that as well. And I think we both said that he's got a lot of good characteristics. He's come with a good quality background. He's got a good knowledge of the UK system and US system. So yeah, he's certainly hit the ground running since we took him on in Christmas time. And he's got a tough ask now to get ready for the spring season with the amount of teams we have and the roster sizes in the US. So yeah.
No, it's been good so far. It's been very good.
Talking of good so far, come on, tell us about you. What is going on? You've started your MLS career now. There's a lot of stitches there. What's going on? What happened? Who beat you up?
Yeah, off to a great start, as you can tell. Yeah. We have been traveling a lot lately. I think that's very common here. Again, it's a new experience for me, and it's a club that's only 3 weeks in existence.
Yes.
So a lot of things still need to be put in place. But we're building gradually. It's a complete new team. So usually when you join a new team, you have maybe 4, 5, 6 new players. You're talking about 25 new players that didn't know each other 3 weeks ago. And that probably takes a little bit more time than usual, but as long as everybody's really eager to work hard to learn. Obviously, also you have a new manager, a new coach that is trying to tell you about his philosophy, trying for you to learn as quick as possible. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gotta say. Looking forward to the first home game. Our first game is away at DC, Washington DC. Our first home game is then at home against LA Galaxy.
Yeah, March 5th.
March 5th it is. And I've heard just yesterday, we're playing in the Carolina Panthers Stadium, NFL. 75,000 people can fit in that stadium, and they have, as of yesterday, sold 65,000.
Wow.
So this is going to be a massive game. They're aiming to sell it out. I think they're doing well. We have a lot of FSA players from New York coming down as well. I think about 60, 70 are coming down, which is incredible. And yeah, really looking forward to it. Has been a great.
Obviously, you've spoken about kind of different managers there, and me and you've already spoken about philosophies, and we're going to start to impact and look at that and kind of break that into FSA. Tell me something, or tell everyone something is new, something you've never seen in your career before. What has the MLS opened up your eyes to?
First of all, there's a lot of new dynamics. Because you got to imagine it's a single entity. So I'm not a Charlotte FC employee. I'm an MLS employee.
You're an MLS, yeah.
So I'm getting paid by the MLS, not Charlotte FC. Which comes with a lot of rules, regulations, and whatsoever. But that's very common in every other club as well. Just that the difference is that the league, that you're an employee by the league, not by the club itself. I think when you come to a new club, there's always new dynamics, new things that you learn, may it be the tactics, may it be simply the dynamics around the training, when you go to the gym. It's also very particular to each individual coach, how he likes to structure the preseason, the training day, when you're on tour. I'm in Charleston right now in South Carolina, participating at a tournament. So a lot of new impressions. Nothing where I would say, oh yeah, this is so different to anywhere I've played before. Not at all. I gotta say, I'm very impressed with the talent here.
Yeah.
It's probably the youngest team I've ever played for, or played in, with all my colleagues. Yeah, but I'm the oldest. Hey, I mean, 1 month older than one of our physical therapists. So yeah, I'm quite up there already. I'm not considered a talent anymore. Let's say it that way.
Okay.
But yeah, it's, again, I can only say good things about my time here so far, and of course I miss a little bit being in England, being around FSA, being around that, but that's a new exciting journey that I started, and I'm really looking forward to see what's gonna come next.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we miss you over here for sure. I know that, you know, we've spoken about, hopefully when there's a break, you're going to pop back over here and see the staff and see the players. Yeah. But yeah, look, from our point of view, everyone's behind you. We're looking forward to the start of the season and watching you in action. So yeah.
God, now you're getting me sentimental.
Ah,
I still have the jersey. I still have the jersey at home that you gave me from all the FSA players. It was amazing. Yeah, I'll try to come back as soon as possible. Finished my B license, by the way. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So
the application for the A license is through as well. So I'm looking to see if I'm going to be accepted.
Nice.
Really looking forward to that as well.
Okay, I can feel a next topic coming on the podcast.
Maybe we'll see. Time to celebrate at some point. Before we finish off, I need to. Before we finish off, Mark, this is a time now to promote some of the upcoming events in the UK and the US. So tell me, Mark, what's on right now? What's burning in the UK?
Oh, in the UK at the moment, our numbers are great from our elite centres. You know, we kind of got 75 kids in London and Leicester now across our elite centres. So, you know, we've got 3 or 4 trains a week between both elite centres. Our elite centres run from ages 7 all the way through to 16. We've got trials for FSA Pro for next year's recruitment. So for our 2023 recruitment, we've had trials in London and in Leicester ready for that. So if you are kind of the age of, you're in year 11 at the moment, if you're in kind of looking to change college, if you're between the age of 16 and 18, then get in touch. We've got our Saturday soccer school, which has just started with Ayleston Park Football Club in Leicester. We've got 80 kids signed up to that from ages 5 upwards. So yeah, and the major thing we're looking forward to is Barcelona, which is starting in 7 weeks. We're traveling, taking over 120 people into Barcelona.
Plus some people in the US as well.
Plus some people in the US are joining us. So we're going to be having our first international team, which, you know, we've been looking forward to for a while. Delayed due to COVID, but yeah, we're going to be on the road.
And all the information is on our website, foxsoccer.academy. Or if you cannot find what you're looking for, just email uk@foxsoccer.academy. And the email will go straight in your mailbox. No,
straight to me.
that's a simple.
I'll be in touch.
In the US, we also have a couple of great events coming up with Fox Soccer Academy. We have a President's Week camp, which is from February 21 to 25, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Like we mentioned before, our FSA Pro team is holding tryouts for the Division 1 UPSL season, spring season. The tryouts are February 22, 24, and 27.
Nice.
With our new head coach, Trevor Bourne, who told me, by the way, he called me yesterday, like, I'm so committed to this. I want to make this happen. I want to be better than last year. So there's really fire there in there right now. Winter training for all FSA Premier players. Winter training continues until March 5th with the preseason for our FSA Premier team starting on Monday, March the 7th. Plus, we will host, together with Hudson Sports Complex, we will host several tournaments in the next few months. The first one is a 4v4, really fast-paced, small-sided tournament, which will take place on March 19th. So go and check out our website, foxsoccer.academy. In the UK and US, lots going on. If you're interested, just like I said, go to our website. It will take you right away to your country's website, wherever you are. Again, reach out to us by email for the UK at foxsoccer.academy, for the US, info@foxsocceracademy. And we are really looking forward to welcome new faces to the FSA family that is constantly growing.
Always. See, Christian, great to see you. And great to catch up.
Yes, should we call it a wrap?
Should we call it a wrap for today? First one done. On to episode 2.
Can't wait. I hope I'll look a little bit better by then. But this is,
Yeah.
you know, you need one warrior in your team.
Apparently so.
That was a nice Valentine's Day gift.
Well, you spent it on your own, so you're okay.
All right, guys, we will share with you when the next episode is out. That's it. We call it a wrap. Have a good day, everyone. Or evening.
All the best, everyone. Thanks for joining us today.
Take care, guys.
We burst in the sea, step to my team, not in our league. Yeah. Like, too smooth, too lit, can't step to my team, you're gonna get ripped. You might as well sit too cool, we'll be stepping our kids Judah to the end, we always take risks. Too smooth, too lit, can't step to my team, you're gonna get ripped. You might as well sit too cool, we'll be stepping our kids Judah to the end, we always take risks.
So this is Judah, the team that never quits. We give